Daniel's Dread Tales is a show for grown-ups. It may contain adult language and adult themes. Please check the episode description for content warnings.
On tonight's episode of Daniel's Dread Tales, Low Places, the crew investigates a cave diving expedition gone wrong. Hiking, the joys of teleportation, and the horrors of capitalism abound. All that and more, because you never know what you'll find when you start looking in low places. Enjoy. Alright, because I am in not a big hurry, but a low key, I do want the session to go somewhat quickly. Let's just record the intros later.
Yep. Works for me.
Yeah. Welcome to Daniel's Dread Tales, Low Places. I'm Nathan, and I'll be your game master for the evening.
I'm Damien. Some people know me as Magical Hack. He, they. I am playing Onyx Blackblade, the Spell Slinger. They, them.
My name is Daniel, he, him, and I am playing Roland, the time-displaced exile, who also uses he, him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. I use any and all pronouns, and I play as Mr. Miller, the divine, the demoted angel who uses he and it pronouns.
Hi, I'm Russell, they, them, and I'll be playing Gale, also they, them, the pararomantic.
Hello, my name is Theodore Monk, currently coming to you from an unknown location. I'll be playing Isabel Dukakis, the searcher. My pronouns are he, him, and her pronouns are she, her.
Previously on Monster of the Week, you guys were on a train, fought a fallen angel, got a nifty shard of orange glass out of it. Things went pretty well. And I believe the orange glass, which is actually a sword, but is actually orange glass, is in the hands of Onyx Blackblade, our beloved spell slinger. Now, you had heard about weapons like this, sometimes requiring specific locations of either supernatural or holy or unholy significance to regain their form power. And while you were investigating this, you heard something interesting about one of these potential sites in Ontario, in a big forested area where recently a group of cave divers had gone missing. And well,
Izzy hears something about cave divers going missing, like, oh, I guess it's gonna stay gone. We're not going after that.
yes, caves are terrifying, but unfortunately you're monster hunters who believe in doing what's morally right or whatever.
Speak for yourself.
So that piques your interest. It's a way to maybe get the weapon working again, and maybe you can do some good while you're there. Either way, you call in the crew.
Hey, guys. I found something we might be interested in. You ever want to go to Canada?
It's not caves, is it?
Funny you should mention that.
We cut to in front of the cave, and Miller is just like, I do not get the joke.
Wait, how did I get here? Wasn't I in New York?
We took a train.
Yeah, a fair week or so has passed since your guys' little adventure on the train, and I almost forgot. Does anyone have moves that happen at the start of the session?
Oh,
this
yeah.
Question is directed at Isaiah.
Boss from Beyond, at the beginning of each mystery, I roll weird.
Roll that weird, my friend.
I have a quick point of order while we're figuring that out. Who has Roland been staying with?
That's what I was about to ask. I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but yes.
That is a deeply funny question. Who was the person who agreed your relationship was telling Roland about the modern era?
That was me. I think it was me and Miller in different ways, I want to say.
Miller started and then realized he was in over his head.
Isabel was the hunter who first took me in explaining the modern world and learning about my origins.
In that case, I do think it is funny if you've just been fucking crashing on my couch.
That is exactly what has been happening.
I think Gale offered, but was way too into it.
He specifically starts asking about, like, historical events that, like, and so how did all of my battles turn out? How did the kingdom last? And I have to be like, no one knows. trying to keep him from looking into the specifics of his legacy. Because I was like, I don't know how this will affect him. But you can't use Wikipedia.
Yet.
Hold on, can you read modern, like, language?
Why are all these words misspelled?
What? There's a distinct lack of ease at the end of all of these words.
Well, also, I would have spoken French the whole time.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You speak English and you understand us speaking, but it doesn't affect written words.
So I rolled a 7, which means my superiors ask me to do something complicated or difficult.
A single phrase once more burns through your head like last time, but this time I actually have a couple of them prepared beforehand, so I didn't have to think of it off the cuff.
Ooh.
You just hear the voice of one of the higher-ups going, "Keep one as a pet."
That's the worst possible instruction I could be given.
That's the best advice ever.
I'm gonna keep this commandment to myself.
Perhaps that is wise. It wasn't difficult for Mr. Miller to arrange for plane tickets to Ontario, nor was it particularly difficult to drive to the nearest location accessible to this forest in which the cave is located, but y'all, it's desolate as fuck out here.
No one told Izzy where they were going after she said she wasn't into cave diving, so she thinks they're guiding her to, like, the world's first Tim Hortons.
Just out of curiosity, what is the town name that we're going to that's near this cave?
Fujiko Mines. Yeah, in the town of Fujiko Mines, there are like 7 people who live there.
We arrive when we double the population count.
Yeah, you pretty much did.
Oh, so this is Northern Ontario.
Mhm.
Like Northern Ontario. Okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys just roll into town with a rental car, and the only person who comes out to greet you in this extremely small collection of houses is this one guy who seems to be putting on the airs of a small town sheriff. They don't get
Alright.
visitors ever, so you're probably a bit of an event.
Hey, we came to investigate your caves, actually. Heard some stories, thought it was interesting. Figured maybe come up, do some camping.
Well, you're not the first who's been around here for that reason recently. A couple weeks back, had a group of, 5 or 6... They said they were cave divers, but they had a bunch of stuff with them.
Yeah, I think you need a bunch of stuff to go cave diving.
Science-y stuff.
Ah.
Like,
Not the kind of
Tell me more about this group of people.
tell me more about the science stuff.
not like I could recognize any of the equipment they had. Yeah, they just... Group of 5 or so people asked for the direction to, the main mine entrance. Of course, now it's a big hole in the ground. More of a sinkhole than anything else, but...
Didn't it start out as a big hole in the ground? Is that what mine is?
Alright, smartass. Big vertical hole in the ground.
Hmm.
At this point, you could go skydiving in there.
What happened?
Earthquake.
And that was after those 5 entered the cave.
No, actually. Happened like 2 days beforehand. Maybe they were going to see, a newly formed cave? I don't know. I'm worried about them, but this town has a rule. You don't go into the forest for too long.
Oh.
That's a reasonable rule. That's a rule that I understand.
I like that, like, Mr. Miller is like, that's suspicious, and you're over here like, no, that's reasonable.
Don't go into the forest. What are we doing?
Old local legend, been around here as long as I have. My granddad told it to me, that there are things in the forest that would,
Gale perks up.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Things in the forest take you if you stay too long. I never put much stock in it, but I also don't have any particular reason to ever go out there, so...
Okay,
No,
but
I
take
take
you
the
in
risk.
what way?
Okay, so you're a freak. Understood. Fuck if I know, man. Look, if you're going to the same place those cave divers are, all I can do is warn you to be careful. The cave is about 3-4 miles north of here. You're gonna have to take it on foot.
And how long ago did you say the last group of cave divers went?
About a week ago.
About a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're supplied. If they're just trapped somewhere, they should still be fine.
That's
Maybe.
generally why we haven't put out a search party at this point. We don't know how long they were going to be out there, so the best we can do is hope they're alright, because I ain't fucking with that place.
Also, there's only like 6 of us, and Rankelson's got the gout, so we'd have to leave someone with him, and so we'd have a smaller search party, and it...
It's true. We'd have to leave Grandpa John and little baby Irene here, and, those two can't take care of themselves. Grandpa John's like 83, and Irene's 21. She's practically a newborn.
That really
so
got
funny.
me.
I don't know why. It's one of those things. The longer I sit with it, the funnier it gets. I'd like to believe that she's actually just like nearby, hanging on the front porch, and she's just like, she just looks like a normal girl, a normal woman.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that would be that's really funny. I would actually like to use one of my moves very quickly. I don't think I can use Fellow Believer here because he's already talking to us about the weird things, kind of. I don't think he needs me to use Fellow Believer. I would like to use Network because I feel like we are, ironically enough, about to go out of Network if we're going deep into the woods into a cave system. I would like to message my chat and ask, I think I have to ask the real Gendo Akari to see if he can correlate like these missing, like find information about like these missing divers, see if we can get some info about what they might have been like looking for. As a reminder, real Gendo Akari is my, quote, mastermind capable of correlating seemingly unrelated pieces of information.
And hating his son.
Oh, no, I don't... Yet, you know what? Like, that'd be really funny, especially with Jeff in the chat.
Yeah, after about a couple minutes of intense, the real Gendo Ikari is typing, he comes back to you with, yeah, these guys didn't exist until about a week ago. It seems like this specific group of cave divers, massive air quotes there, was put together specifically for this expedition. And I think they have ties to a corporation, judging by what little I can find about them. Something about a biotech lab called Cocytus
Umbrella?
Industries.
How do you spell that?
Cocytus.
Okay.
I'm going to lean over to Gale and say, okay, look, I understand that things are weird here. What is he doing on his, he said that's a phone. What is happening? I don't understand it.
Oh, she's communicating with the people beyond.
Like, they are, it's a ghost?
Sort of.
One of them might be. I haven't figured it out yet.
God, you guys are just putting Roland through it, huh?
I really need to get back.
I feel like Izzy's not very good with history, and so she'd be like, Roland, you know what carrier pigeons are, right?
Does he?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly like that. See, the phone has pigeons in it, and the pigeons take messages to the internet.
No, I need to explain what a carrier pigeon. So you know what a horse is, right? And like how you take it.
You hear a distant gunshot in the forest.
I'll explain later. Is it the direction like he kind of gestured us to go?
Yes, it is.
I am tired of being patronized by asking if I know what a horse is. Everybody knows what a horse
It's
is.
like a car with legs.
And I immediately start running towards the sound of
So
that.
a carrier pigeon
blast.
is like a very condensed horse.
Already gone.
So, you guys, I'm gonna assume people chase after Roland.
Yeah.
When the gunshot went off, Onyx would have left the group of people trying to explain what a carrier pigeon is to Roland to go back to the car to grab their sword, and I'm figuring like the gunshot would go off like as they're retrieving it from the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
Lau's horrific stare greets you. He's in the backseat as well.
I feel like when the gunshot goes off, Izzy pulls out her pistol, realizes she's in front of the sheriff, and like, same as she did on the train, tries to like subtly put it back in her pocket.
I think one of those cave divers was armed.
Well, either they are completely fine now, but weren't earlier, or they are not fine and haven't been fine for a while.
We should probably go check that out. You hear Onyx say as they start running past towards the direction that Roland ran.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume because of the multiple swords that you guys are more equipped to handle this than I am. I'll keep the town safe. Keep everyone inside. You guys do what you gotta do.
And then we do.
And it becomes quickly apparent that, damn, gunshots echo in locations like this, huh?
Yeah.
This person might be...
We cannot pinpoint the exact direction.
You've got a decent enough idea of the direction just based off the sheriff's instructions. That said, can I get a sharp roll from someone to read a bad situation to try and actually get there safely?
I have 2 sharp.
I only have one.
A bad situation.
But I am the
have
one who's
one.
running, so.
Yeah, I think the person who took off immediately should probably be the one to roll.
All right, Daniel.
Unless you're like -2, in which case somebody else take over.
No, I have +1. I got a 7.
All right.
I would also like to independently try something, but I'll wait to hear the effect that happens here.
Yeah.
Okay. The actual foresting trekking part goes well enough. Because, like these have existed in your time, too. You know forest. This is familiar.
Yes. I'm probably more familiar with forests than you guys are.
Yeah. So you do find the best way in. Like, you actually make it pretty far and come across something.
What is it?
The destroyed remains of a campground. Or a campsite, I should say. Sorry, Damien, do you want to try something?
Yes.
Mhm.
I would like to use magic to do one thing that is beyond human limits, and that being essentially increase my senses to be able to pinpoint exactly where the gunshot was fired.
Okay, yeah. Go for it.
That is a 9. Yeah, that's a 9.
Okay.
So it works imperfectly, choose my effects, and then you choose what the glitch is. The listed options are weakened effect, short duration, take 1 harm, magic draws, immediate unwelcome attention.
And my personal favorite, problematic side effect.
Oh, fun.
You can pinpoint the location of the gunshot, and you guys aren't too far. It was fairly close to this destroyed campground that you found. That said, you hear whistling all around you. There is a harsh noise in the air. It is intense.
When you say whistling, is it like an eerie sound, or is it like a human-ish person like crafting music?
It's an eerie sound. This doesn't sound like a human's making it, that's for sure.
But you said the whistle is in tents. Are there any tents at the campground?
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
I can't tell if that's a joke or not.
You hear another gunshot and collapse to the ground dead.
But to answer your question, there are a few tents that have been, like, scattered around, all kinds of damage to them. If anyone wants to investigate a mystery, I am all ears.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. That was the role I was going to make, depending on how that turned out.
Hmm.
Because I feel like Izzy is probably the last one to get to the campsite. Because I feel like everyone is in much better. Either doesn't have to worry about physical fitness, like like Isaiah's character, or is just in better shape. So she rolls up last, like. But like while she's got like hands on her knees, like laptop still under one arm, she like kind of looks up and she immediately starts like looking over the campsite, trying to, because everyone else is like, ah, shit, this is bad, and she gets there, goes, ah, shit, how bad is this, and should I turn around and run? So I'm gonna roll 2d6 plus sharp, right?
Yep.
That is a 2 and a 6, so that's an 8 plus 2. That is a 10. I get to hold 2 and ask one from this list of questions. So what have you already told us about the tents again? I don't want to like ask a redundant question.
Shit's wrecked. What's immediately obvious is that there are holes punched in the tents, like something had hit them. The campfire still exists, but has long since smoldered out. No blood. No blood anywhere. But this place was attacked and people ran in a hurry.
Gotcha. So in that case, I think I'm going to ask what happened here, but in the sort of, can you give me even more detail on that way?
Yeah.
We can tell there was clearly some sort of attack and people ran. Can I piece together a little more specifically what happened?
By the looks of what was unpacked and what wasn't, you think it happened at night, and the holes in the tents are actually circular. They're not small either. They're about... I actually have no concept of sizes. You could put about 3 fingers through them, give or take.
That is kind of small.
Yeah, that's not that big.
Yeah, but that means
bigger
it
than
wasn't
bullet holes.
bullets. It wasn't bullets.
Yeah, so it's like three fingers that I can rotate in a circle is a decently sized hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it seemed to happen at night, and something was, like, not the obvious weapon. It wasn't just someone who went crazy with a knife or a gun. Okay, I guess the other question I want to ask is, what is being concealed here? You're the GM, so I'll let you decide that means whatever you want it to mean.
You start poking around some of their stuff, and What the sheriff didn't recognize, you absolutely recognize as research equipment. Like, this is a basic lab setup, a portable lab setup. They were here to investigate something. And judging by all the equipment, they were here to investigate something that's alive.
But what did they need all these glory holes for?
Well, you see, Gale, lots of people are freaks.
Glory in combat.
You absolutely need glory holes to investigate something that's alive.
So to get us vaguely back on track, we've got weird whistling around us that is not human in nature, fucked up campsite with research equipment that was attacked in the night, something punching 2-inch diameter holes in their tents.
Yes, and also a gunshot about 100 yards from you.
Now, the whistling, is it only I can hear the whistling or everyone can hear the whistling? Because that was the problematic thing for my spell that I cast.
It's super soft to everyone else, but to you, it's nails on a chalkboard right next to your ear all the time.
Well, I did amplify my senses to... It tracks. You guys hear that whistling?
What?
Super loud. Anyway.
I can't hear you over this whistling.
I feel like you're bugging me. Over that way, about 100 yards.
You said to everyone else it's very faint?
Yeah.
There's... The gunshot came from that direction, about 100 yards or so.
Miller is making a beeline for it.
I'm falling behind, rubbing my ear.
Works for me.
Izzy's picking up the rear again.
The campsite's not gonna move. However, whoever fired that gun will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess maybe this is an extra question on investigative mystery. Of the research equipment we found, is there anything that seems like worth taking with us? Like any USB drives or anything that like information we can take to review later? Or is it just the remnants of like equipment that could test?
A lot of it's remnants. It seems like the only thing that was any kind of protected was, it looks like a radio of some sort. It's small. You could take it with you, and it's the only thing that was hidden.
Yeah, Izzy absolutely pockets the radio. Anyway, yeah, we're rolling.
It.
No, Daniel's
I'm rolling.
Someone was going to say it.
Okay.
But yes, about where it was described, you do indeed find 2 people there. One of them holding a gun, both of them slumped against a tree, looking pretty hurt, but they're both alive.
Are they slumped against the same tree or opposing trees?
Same tree. Same tree.
Okay.
Same tree, back to back. One is a professional-looking woman, or as professional as anyone can look, having been in the woods for a week. And the other is a startlingly built but extremely haggard-looking man. You know, because he's been out here for quite a while.
I heard a gunshot coming from over here. Are you two all right?
Oh my god, Jenna, we're saved! We're saved! The guy says as he's like, kind of pulls himself to his feet. Look, man, you gotta get us out of here. We have been lost in here for so long. Our maps went missing, our compasses were destroyed, something attacked the campsite. I am so happy to see you. And the other woman, she's the one with the gun, kind of also pulls herself to her feet and says, I thought we were gonna die out here. What are you guys doing out here?
Well, we're investigating several things at once, it seems, including some missing persons. What can you tell me about what happened?
Well, we're old friends from college, you know. The guy starts going, and the woman takes over at this point, and she says, yeah, we're old friends. We want to do a little cave diving out here. We heard that this place was very cool, been around for a while, so we decided to go see what it was about. But then something happened.
What attacked you and where is it?
I don't know, and I don't know.
What are your names?
I'm Jenna. Jenna Flemings. The guy says, Dakota Bernard. How you doing?
Immediately seeing if there's any wordplay with these names.
Okay.
After Uriel, after Uriel, Izzy is like immediately looking up different configurations of these names.
Oh, Theo, everyone's already missed the wordplay I've done for this session.
Oh no!
Anyway.
I would like to once again try to solve all of my problems with magic.
Working great.
What I want to do is find out if they're lying, or rather what they're lying about. Using one of the effects listed specifically is observe another place for time. Essentially, look back into their past to when they were sent out here.
Now, I'm not gonna stop you, but do you really need magic to figure out what they're lying about?
Me as a player? No. My character, yes.
Okay. Then I will not stop you. That said, you take -1 to your roll because of the awful buzzing noise.
Yeah, that's fair. I got a 6.
Okay. So you can do it. Has 8.
No, that's a you can't do it.
Oh, no. Hold on. I can still do it.
Oh.
This is just gonna suck. The effect happens, but I trigger all of the listed glitches except for one of my choosing. I don't want to take harm. So the effect is weakened, the duration is short, and the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, and there is a problematic side effect.
Immediately, darkness covers the area.
Oh, cool.
As a scene starts playing before you, projected in front of everyone like a hologram. It's of a bunch of people working at the lab while one person heads off in the direction of the cave with climbing equipment. Suddenly, someone perks up as if they heard something. Jenna draws her gun and starts wildly firing into the air against things you cannot see. But as more and more gather, you start to catch glimpses of what she's shooting at, and it looks like this.
Oh no.
Rods.
Now to engage my ability to describe things for podcasts.
Love you, buddy.
It looks like barbed wire fragments that are moving too quickly.
Flying pipe cleaners.
They look like chain whips.
As more and more converge in the skies above you in this illusion, they start to descend at lightning-fast speeds, and the vision ends with the sound of screaming and gunshots, which come from the real world as a very similar swarm has started to appear above you.
Well, this is great.
You know what those are.
I know we gotta get the fuck out of here, Dakota says.
Let's go that way? Pointing back the way we came.
Is that the direction you guys came from? I'm going to need people to roll some cool for me to act under pressure and not lose the direction you came from.
Yeah, it's an evil magic forest. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Also, Damien, the sound is ear-splitting now. These are what's making it. You were hearing them flying.
13 to remain cool under pressure.
I got a 6.
9.
Well, Dan knows exactly what direction you all came from.
I rolled a 3.
Damien, on the other hand, doesn't know shit.
That's fine.
Mark experience.
Damien points in the wrong direction, like opposite direction.
Onyx isn't even thinking about running away right now. They're thinking about what they could do to potentially harm these things to help everybody else get away.
Yeah, and to be clear, me, Theodore Monk, is not trying to get us to run away, but Izzy is the Shaggy of the group who is like, danger, let's get the fuck out.
That's because Izzy has brain cells.
Yeah, a little bit.
I would like to use angel wings. I can go instantly to anywhere I visited before or to a person I know well when I carry 1 or 2 people with me. Roll plus weird. I would like to take our 2 witnesses back to town.
That's nice.
All right, roll weird.
Okay, so I have rolled a 4.
Mark experience.
Skill issue.
So on a 10 plus, we all go where I wanted. On a 7 and 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you're separated or you appear in the wrong place. I guess because I just rolled so badly, it just does not happen, period.
Yeah, you try to grab them, you do, but you are immediately swarmed by these things.
Yum.
Happens to everyone, Miller.
You start feeling this gross, like, sticky stuff start clinging to your skin, and it's like, they're wrapping you up in, like, silkworm stuff. And I'm gonna need you to make either an act under pressure to save yourself, or protect someone to save the people you're with.
Hey Shannon, I have this really awful issue with a rash in a place I can't discuss on air. Do you have anything to help me with that?
Oh boy, do I, Matt! Have you tried Dice Fiends? It's a podcast where games are played, and it's great, and it'll clear all your rashes up, especially the ones in those unmentionable places.
Oh, is it okay if I get it in an orifice?
I don't know how you would do that, it's audio. You can find it anywhere podcasts are.
Alright, I'm gonna head straight to my nearest podcast center and get me a jar of Dice Fiends. Thanks, Shannon.
You're welcome, Matt.
Dice Fiends has not been proven to clear rashes, but it can relieve boredom. If Dice Fiends is exposed to an orifice, contact your doctor immediately. You can find Dice Fiends and other shows like it on the Imaginary Broadcast Network.
I could have navigated them out of the woods just fine.
Yes, you could have.
I wanted to be expedient. I thought maybe the dice would like me. They would reward my...
So this is why I can roll well.
I'm rolling Protect Someone, and I rolled a 9.
You managed to push them out of the way, but you are now fully cocooned, and you will need someone else's help to get out of the cocoon.
I'll help.
They also start dragging you the direction of the cave, so if you're gonna help Gale, do it quickly.
Alright.
Just a warning for everyone. This is a bad texture.
The texture is awful.
For those sensitive to texture, this one is not good.
I got a 6. Oh no, I got a 5 because my tough is -1. I'll save you, Miller. I start shooting.
You two are immediately swarmed by them. You each take 2 harm, for the record. And I'm gonna need you to roll an act under pressure to get out, Gale.
I'm better at coolness, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Onyx is gonna try something.
Oh, that never goes well.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, you managed to partially cut yourself free, but as you're doing it, it creates like this big burst of silk into the air, and you've lost track of Miller.
Uh-oh.
I'm fucking gone.
Time to cut my losses and get out of there.
We've all lost track of Miller?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm gone. Goodbye, everyone. I'll roll a new character.
Next Adventure Zone is going to come out, and you're just going to be like, whoa, how did I get here?
I think it's called getting isekai'd.
Imagine an angel getting isekai'd.
Anyway, Damien, did you want to try something?
Yeah, so Onyx is going to use some combat magic to kick some ass. They are going to essentially direct a blast in the direction of the things that were dragging Miller off. And just for giggles and shits, they're going to add life drain to it.
Oh, well then.
So this is 2 harm, magic, close, obvious, loud.
I also am going to start swinging my sword wildly at this stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Onyx is swinging their sword. It's just, coming out as kind of like a blast radiating from them. Okay, so 9.
Now, run me through all of the things you said your magic was again.
This attack is 2 harm, magic, close, obvious, loud, and it has life drain.
Unfortunately, this creature has something I'm affectionately calling swarm armor. They disperse right around every single one of your blows. That said, you are holding them back to an extent. They're not actively trying to murder anyone in your immediate vicinity.
Okie dokie.
Want to try and swing for him, Dan, still?
Heck yes. So I got a 9.
And yours does how much damage again?
It does 3 harm.
You do actually take a good swing at them, and your many years of experience of dodging things you can't see, read arrows, does allow you to catch a few of them. They begin to retreat.
Okay. Do they inflict harm on me?
No, Damien made sure of that.
Oh, I love that. I suffer 1 less harm from all monster attacks, but I guess I suffer -1.
Oh my god, you
Awesome. You heal!
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm at full health, so.
Look, I feel bad about the fact that Damien got a good roll and didn't do any damage, so, you know.
You must let the feelings go.
I'm a game master. My whole job is to feel feelings.
You have to, sometimes you gotta let the dark side course through your veins.
You look so cool when you go all samurai like that.
Why do you think I kidnapped Miller, then?
You know what? That's fair. What's going on with Miller? Is Isaiah just not gonna do anything now for a while? Or?
Hey, Isaiah, are you okay with being immobilized until they get to where you are?
If you want, we can also do a scene with me wherever the hell I am.
You can't actually tell.
Okay.
You do feel getting dragged along the forest for quite a while before suddenly you feel like you've been dragged off a cliff and are slowly descending.
Slowly.
Oh, gee willikers.
I'm in the cave as hell.
Call me Plato, because I'm in the cave.
Gale will get the bystanders back to the car.
Yes, good call, Gale.
Here, my boyfriend can look after you.
Good.
Oh, thanks.
We might not have survivors anymore.
Don't worry, the sheriff is there, and he seems to actually be enjoying a cup of coffee with your fucked up eldritch boyfriend.
Oh, that's good.
They're friendly people. They don't get visitors often, so they cherish it.
Encourage them to spend money.
Are my senses still heightened from the effect from before?
Yes,
Can I hear Miller get the direction that Miller is being drug off to?
you can. And it is in the general direction you suspect the cave is in.
You can. It sounds like someone going, help, I'm being dragged into this cave.
And then a loud cracking sound.
Hey, it's over this way. You guys coming?
It's not the cave, is it?
It's got to be the cave. Let's rock.
Maybe, maybe not. But we're already here. Past the point of no return.
I mean, I wouldn't say let's rock. Onward.
Sally forth.
For the Lord.
Indeed. The trek towards the cave is thankfully much less eventful and a lot better on your ears, Onyx. It seems that most of the creatures are in the cave.
Oh, that's so good. That's where we're going.
God, imagine an echo chamber of these things. Holy shit.
Oh no. And I'm bringing a firearm into this enclosed space.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they're so stir crazy, is because they live in a cave.
You can dismiss that magic anytime you want, Damien.
Yeah, I'll be doing so now that I know where Miller is. Hey,
Yeah.
can I see your gun for a second?
Christ.
You want my gun?
Yes.
Izzy, pulls it out and very gingerly starts to hand it to you.
I would like to use magic to enchant said gun.
Oh, I thought you were gonna throw it, into the cave. I don't want you using this, it'll hurt.
That is a 9. Yeah, so it works imperfectly. There's a glitch. The effect is the gun now gets +1 harm and it's magic.
Enchant weapon. Gotcha.
What's the glitch, Nathan?
The effect is of short duration. It only applies to this clip.
Okay, this may help you.
Thanks, I guess. I like to imagine it doesn't look any different. You're just like, now it is magically imbued. And so I'm like, thanks.
First time you fire it. Oh, damn!
First time I fire it, it looks like a magical sparks and smoke, out of a Disney movie.
And finally, eventually, you do reach the cave. It's a big-ass fucking hole in the ground. There is climbing equipment set up. Clearly they were about to enter the cave, or some of them already had when all this went down. It's still daylight, just barely though, so you can see to the bottom. It's a long ways down, and you see a little bit of that same silk in strands wisping at the bottom of the cave. But before anyone can act on this information, you guys hear a gunshot from directly behind you fired into the air.
Well, I turn around and look at it.
Jenna Flemings is there and pointing a gun at you all.
At the mouth of the cave?
Yeah, she's behind you, and she has a gun trained on all of you. And she just says, "Sorry, I'm afraid I can't let you all do that. Gotta protect corporate interests."
That's so rude. I sacrificed my life to save her.
Just go hang out with the sheriff. Okay, I don't like getting threatened. And also, I don't really understand the significance of guns quite yet. I rush right at her with the sword.
Jesus, okay.
I believe this may be a chance of, what's it called? My bafflement of the modern world is getting in the way of monster hunting.
Yeah, look, no matter what you do in this move, you get shot.
Yeah, I'm going to mark experience because I didn't understand how bad guns are.
Yeah,
And I have a perk that makes it so I take less damage from monster attacks and old-fashioned weapons.
This is a gun.
Is it an old gun?
Yeah.
Not this one.
I think either this is an old-fashioned weapon or you take experience because you don't understand modern weaponry.
Yeah,
That's what I was going for. I rolled a 10.
Oh, nice.
All right, on a kick some ass, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay, choose the effect.
I'm going to inflict terrible harm, +1 damage, so a total of 4 harm.
4 harm.
You're gonna murder this woman.
Okay, so you send her flying back with a huge ass slash across her chest. She only had a 5 harm limit, so she's damn near dead. And you have taken 2 harm from getting shot, but while she's on the ground, she's like, what kind of idiot runs at someone with a gun?
How much do you know about Frankish military leaders?
I also am going to fall to my knee a little bit and clutch the wound. Zounds! No, I wouldn't use those words.
Yeah, I'm sorry about him, but not as sorry as I would be if you hadn't pointed a gun at us. By the way, about that, and I think Izzy points her gun at her what the fuck?
She's like, okay, all right, fair enough. What? What do you want to know? What do you want? What do you need to not shoot me right now? Let's make a deal.
Well, we know most of... Let me put my cards on the table here. We know most of it already. Casitas Corp, you're here to investigate some shit. So, why don't you tell us what's down there that's so important that you were about to shoot us with a gun?
We call those things rods, or skyfish. They've always been bounced around as a common cryptid. The government managed to convince people that they're just insects who are caught in photographs fluttering their wings, but they're more like big fucking worms that, well, We think their nest is down there.
I'm realizing I forgot to activate a move of mine earlier, so maybe I can ask a question that guides a little bit what she tells us, because I'm supposed to, when I first sight a new type of creature, I may immediately ask any one of the investigative mystery questions. And Izzy just blurts out, "What can hurt it? How do we kill it?"
Look, the silk is flammable, and their nest is probably made of it. Best I can tell, the signals, I had used a radio frequency to draw them to the camp.
Shuffling in pocket. This radio?
Yeah, that's the one. Maybe you can use it to, I don't know, disrupt their communications if you find the right frequency, but I imagine you'll have to get pretty close to the hive for it to work.
Can't we just throw fire in there? Just like a bunch of torches and stuff?
Miller is down there!
Oh, right.
Isaiah, thank you for giving me a hostage.
Not the first time somebody said that to me.
It's at this point that Onyx walks up behind Roland, pulls out their sword, puts a hand on Roland's back, and I'm going to try and use magic. I would like to heal 1 harm to Roland.
All right.
I would love that.
Quick cut to Gale, sipping some coffee with the sheriff and wows. Turns to one of the other survivor. Hey, wait, where did your friend go? Where did my friends go?
That would be a 10. Magic works without issue. Choose my effect. So yeah, heal 1 harm.
Okay.
What is that healing magic like?
You feel at first like the pressure of Onyx's hand on your back, and then you feel a warmth slowly building. At its peak, it actually goes past what's comfortable, and it almost starts to hurt as you feel like your wounds start knitting itself closed.
A bullet spits its way out of your shoulder. Briefly, while we're on the subject of Gale, I presume you're using the move where you ignore the mystery to spend time with your beloved, right?
Yes.
While you're over there, though, after he catches his breath, Dakota is like, "Look, I don't know where Jenna went. Maybe she ran. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna head out and get a helicopter or something. I'm just gonna go get us some rescue. We have signal over here, so it should be a lot easier. You go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do."
Oh,
Alright, that sounds super legit.
No, Dan, no, absolutely the fuck not. I'm sorry, you're gonna call a rescue that will definitely not just fucking murder us like you tried to?
I have no reason to question the truthfulness of what you say.
Yeah, of course.
You guys don't know what happened with the team and Jenna. Dakota over here is not pointing a gun at anyone. He doesn't seem to have one, so...
What a friendly man. I wonder if he's single.
How do you feel about polycules with horrifying creatures?
You smash cut back to your interrogation of Jenna, and she just says, "Yeah, I called. The creature's over. The other members of the team didn't know what they were getting into. I mean, I was dating Dakota, but like...
There's that answer.
You gotta cut your losses in business, right?
So she's a terrible person, right?
Objectively, but she has told you everything she could in an effort to save her own life.
Oh, this is going out to like in character to the rest of the crew. Like, she's objectively a terrible person, right?
To leave one behind. Yeah, that's not great.
I feel like while the others are debating, it's messaging her Discord group, "Hey, how long would it take for a helicopter to get out to the Ontarian wilderness?" Asking for a friend.
Me.
So it's like her dilemma right now is how they keep from like getting murdered by a fucking like corporate death squad as soon as they get out of this cave.
Your chat responds, "Based off your approximate GPS and the nearest hospital, like 15, 30 minutes.
Izzy's like, "How the fuck did you get my GPS?"
How the fuck are you texting us?"
Oh shit. The phone disappears.
You've had signal for an hour.
Listen, I've got a really good plan.
I feel like you have like signal boosters.
There's no way you don't.
I can do something to make sure that she's not a threat.
Yeah?
So can I.
I don't know if any of you want to... You try to act like you're a good person.
I am a warrior.
You might want to look away for this. I would like to once again use magic. This time, I would like to use her as a catalyst to summon a monster into the world under my control.
Why?
Specifically to guard our exit up here, just in case a, corporate hit squad decides they want to roll up on us.
Okay.
Izzy remembers every time she has ever annoyed you about anything, and it's just like a rising panic attack.
That's an 11 in total.
God damn.
Wow, it's a good thing that Miller is not here.
So I presume that means you transform her into something?
Yeah, that would work. Her body is being used as the vessel.
You have summoned the same thing that Wows is made of into her.
Neat.
All right, hell yeah.
Friendship.
Friendship wins.
I look at the summoned monster. I would like you to guard this area until we return.
She gives a groan of... You assume it means, yeah, okay, it's pretty indecipherable. If Gale were here, they could probably translate it, but...
What is Dakota doing while we're fucking turned his ex-girlfriend into a monster?
He's still trying to go get you guys a rescue.
And she's like dead.
Izzy's like, wow, so how long till that wears off? And you're like,
Objectively, she was already a monster.
oh no, my god! I thought this was a temporary thing.
Oh, it's not. There's a new cryptid in the area. Actually, I might have her hang out with us afterwards. You never know. Gale might like her.
Speaking of cryptids, the buzzing from the cave is getting slightly louder. If you guys are going, you should go now.
Shouldn't we wait for... I mean, we're down 2 people. One is captured and one is drinking coffee.
Funny story about that. Who's the first person at the bottom of the cave? Because you're wrong, it's Gale.
Oh.
The first person down there turns around and sees Gale. It's like,
Yeah, how's it going? What took you guys so long?
Wait, what?
this is a monstrous move of using WoW's connection to the dark world of darkness.
Yeah, WoW's
Okay.
has a really intimate connection with dark places. I'm kind of jealous sometimes.
So you and WoW's basically just stepped out of the shadows of this cave because it's very dark and also very, very supernaturally charged.
Oh, hi, Gale. I may have made you another friend. They're upstairs guarding our exit.
Gale resists an urge to rush up and check.
But yeah, you're a long ways down. There is still light, but the one cave path that hasn't been closed off by a cave-in is covered with wisps of this silk stuff, and it's pretty dark. There is, however, flashlights and various other pieces of dropped caving equipment at the bottom of the cave. Someone was definitely taken by these things from this spot exactly.
Grab a flashlight.
We'll have to light these. Tries to set one of the flashlights on fire.
No.
Would Roland call them torches?
Yes, he would.
I'm not British, okay? I think I would think it was a lantern is what I would think it
Yeah,
is.
I think we would
actually.
explain it. It's
Yeah.
like a very it's a very tiny
I just have to
lantern.
note the offense with which you said I'm not British.
Almost
Yeah.
authentic there.
Yeah.
In any case, just pointing the flashlight into the mouth of the entrance. You don't see anything yet, but the cave goes further back and curves a little, so you can't see what's at the very back at the bottom of this cave.
Yeah, I love a little curve. I'll go check that out.
Now, you say it's a big hole. Is there a way down, or do we have to get ropes? What do we... I help me picture this cave.
There's climbing equipment at the top.
Oh, okay.
So you climb your way down, which I just kind of skipped so that I could establish that Russell was in the scene. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, no, I got that. I just wanted to make sure I understood how this played out. Sorry.
The cave goes straight down and then goes at a right angle, and you looking down that path, it curves slowly.
Oakley dokley. So yeah, may as well make our way down the path. Every now and again, Onyx is slashing at the wisps with their sword to keep them out of their face.
Oh, and Mr. Miller was right. The texture sucks.
That silk was supposed to feel nice.
I feel like it's less nice when it's fresh like this,
Straight from the butt.
straight from the butt. Izzy is once again bringing up the rear and still having the worst time.
Understandable, frankly. As you go further and deeper in, the silk gets thicker and thicker until finally you round one last slight corner and you see at the very back, it almost looks like a wasp nest, but it's the size of a house.
Oh!
Also, solitary skyfish are hanging from the ceiling like silkworms or bats.
Miller?
Just a swarm of them up there.
Miller, are you in here?
I'm visualizing this and I'm having a bad time.
While we're at it, Mr. Miller, in your semi-conscious state, you hear people approaching you.
This is where I would slap my cheeks to wake myself up. I have a feeling I cannot move my arms.
You can't, but you can still yell.
All right, how does Mr. Miller yell? Trying to yell in character of a guy who has like an extremely like dry monotone voice. Hello? Hello?
Like you're actually speaking with the same dry monotone voice. It's just really loud somehow.
I just project. Mr. Miller is here.
You guys hear Mr. Miller from one of the like clumps of silk on the floor. Actually, there are several clumps of silk now that you see them, and a lot of them have bones poking out of them.
Mr. Miller, how are your bones?
Am I aware of the bones poking out of them situation as well?
No.
Okay. Did I hear someone say, Mr. Miller, how are your bones?
Yes.
My bones are what?
Well, we know which ones he's not in.
Anyway, this rather loud conversation is starting to wake up the swarm.
Okay, we need to get him out of there. I may also want to try something, but we need to get him out of his cocoon first.
Stop trying things.
No!
Every time we try something, it gets worse.
Do we need my full-ass sword to cut him open?
No, I think...
The pod open, I mean. Not him open.
Anyone could open it with a help out roll. I would give you a bonus to it because of your big ass sword, though.
I will help him out.
Roll with cool.
I got +2 cool. I'm real cool.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
I got an 8.
nice. Yeah, you managed to pull him out, but the sounds of your exertion, they're awake.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is, I think I am now immune to unpleasant textures.
Bad news is that there's a non-zero chance you're about to be feeling a lot of them.
I think that's exactly what I say.
The swarm descends. If anyone wants to try anything, now's the time.
Yeah, Nathan, if I want to like pull out the radio and try doing something with it, what are you going to make me roll?
I would say act under pressure, and you're going to need people to cover you because it's going to take a bit of time to get the right frequency.
Okay, I can potentially help act as cover because I have an idea. So Onyx is going to pull out their sword in one hand. In the other hand, they're going to pull out the orange shard. And they're going to focus all of their magical arcane energy through both of these things simultaneously to generate a blast to try and, if not damage these things, at least drive them back.
Is this a blast of fire?
No,
Is that what you're
it's
going
not
for?
fire. It's just magic. So it's like a force.
Okay, yeah.
That is a 9.
How much damage does that do again?
It's 2 harm, magic, obvious, close, loud.
And you got a 9. That's a partial success. Does that mean I get to throw in a complication?
Technically, it's a kick some ass roll.
Ah, okay.
So you can do harm to him.
Yeah, you do manage to push some of them back, and you actually clearly put a dent into the hive as well. A small one, but a dent nonetheless. That said, some of them start flying in from outside and are now targeting you from behind.
I fire wildly at them.
Okay, Gale rolls kick some ass, but some of them do actually manage to get through to you.
Yep.
So you're gonna take 3 harm. Armor can cut it down, and if you give me a act under pressure, do not get tangled in thread.
I don't have any armor.
So this is gonna hurt a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You hate to see it.
That's fine.
I have armor. It's like my thing.
I'm happy for you.
So that is an 8 for act under pressure.
All right.
And I'm still taking the 3 damage, which sucks.
Okay. And because it's an 8, I get to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. The worst outcome sounds really funny now that I think about it. So what happens is, you do manage to, fight them off even as they attack you. You swing your blade, and you swing the glass shard. But the magic in this place, and the magic from what you just did, has started to affect the glass shard, and some of the silk starts to burn. The cave is about to become very on fire very fast.
It's about to get real hot in here.
I rolled a 10.
On your kick some ass?
Yeah, what about the people firing wildly instead?
You rolled a 10, so you get to tell me what happens when you kick some ass.
Oh, it would have been great because I could have forced them where I wanted them, but I have a -1 tough, so that's a 9.
Womp womp.
Okay, well, you still did, how much damage did you do?
Regular gun, that's 2 harm.
Okay, well, the swarm itself is protected by being a swarm, but in your wild firing, you clip the,
Mr. Miller, in the head.
you clip the nest.
That's good, right?
Yes, presumably you don't want them breeding. Just a guess. That said, again, the room is starting to burn, and the fire is starting to travel towards the nest, which could either be really good or really bad. Let's find out which. How's it going with you, Theo?
My thought is that she said she did this radio frequency that, like, attracted them toward the radio, right?
Yeah.
So I want to try to get to something approximating that frequency, but all of her experience is with, like, IT tech. So it's almost literally the joke about adjusting the dial and looking up and seeing how they react. And waiting till, like, she can guess that they are reacting in a way that she can manipulate to their advantage. And with a goal that vague, I guess I just have to make the act under pressure roll and you tell me what happens, and then she'll either, like, hold on to the radio, throw the radio, do something else, or I guess just die.
And I'm gonna need you to take a -1 forward on account of the fact that you don't know what you're doing.
Gotcha. That negates my cool, so it's just gonna be a flat 2d6.
You got this, homie.
I don't got this. It's a 4-1. I think I am going to... No, listen. I've got 7 luck. I gotta use them at some point. And just to check, luck doesn't actually cause problems until I use all 7, right?
To my knowledge.
Yeah, it's only when you've used all of it that you become doomed. So that just turns it into a straight luck, right? So she didn't have necessarily a very specific goal. What Theo, kind of wanted to do was bring them toward the radio and kind of knock them out of sorts. And then she's gonna fucking pitch the radio as hard as she can toward the fire.
Yeah, when they were once flying in like a fairly organized pattern, or something akin to it, as much as you can when you're a swarm, they start like flailing all over the place chaotically. But you can tell that some of them are coming towards you, and a lot of them are turning towards the radio. So
when she has decided as best as she can guess that the radio is getting their attention, yeah, she's going to pitch it toward where the fires are congregating, both to like try and see if any of them will set themselves on fire, but also get them away from us.
Well, the good news is that they all set themselves on fire.
Excellent.
We win!
The nest is burning, the cave is burning. The bad news is that they're all on fire. So like now you've got a bunch of flying, angry, burning fish and the like skyworms, and the fire is spreading from one to another.
I would like to use magic real quick to try and trap one of the skyfish, and I have rolled a 9. It works imperfectly. My effect is trap a specific person, minion, or monster. I want to trap the skyfish. I think I'm okay taking 1 harm as a glitch.
Okay, and you do. As you manage to catch one and trap it in a magic little bubble.
Ideally before it's caught fire.
Before it's caught fire, but there are other ones that have caught fire, and they are currently swarming you. So
I would like Onyx to kick off another blast, specifically directed towards the ones that are going after Miller.
Don't blast me in the process.
I don't intend to. And I'm going to add Life Drain to this one.
all right.
And that's a 10.
Ooh.
Very nice.
That technically heals me 2.
And you manage to knock back some of the flaming skyfish square into the nest, which has firmly caught fire at this point. If worms could scream, this would be a very horrible cave to be in right now. But they're on fire, so it's still a pretty horrible cave to be in right now. That said,
What's the smell?
bad.
If it matters, I am still channeling my magical energy through both the sword and the shard.
Oh, this place is super catching fire now. You gotta get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If Miller isn't all the way up, I want to help him up, and then we got to climb out of here. We got to go.
Yeah.
Miller, use your angel wings.
Listen. I mean, I can carry 1 to 2 people with me if I roll well, so it's worth a shot for some of us, but the rest of us are gonna have to, figure it out.
That said, when you do reach the mouth of the cave, you look up and see a hospital helicopter flying above and a ladder descending with Dakota gesturing you all to grab on. You don't have much of a choice. The climbing equipment has fallen to the bottom of the cave floor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll trust Dakota. I mean, I haven't been betrayed by anybody yet because I've been kidnapped. So I don't have a reason not to trust Dakota.
We had coffee together. We're buds.
I think Izzy is just like, I think she's been bringing up the rear, and she is the first on the fucking ladder out here.
And I've got a skyworm like tucked into my arm.
And as you all are pulled up out to safety, Wows gives what was once Jenna a nasty side-eye as she remains there in the forest. I'm sure that won't cause a problem at all in the future.
It's a new local cryptid. It's fine.
Does something seem strange about Jenna to any of you?
No, she's fine.
She's just being made better.
Yeah. And you are all pulled up into the helicopter, and Dakota's like, look, I'm glad I just got to you guys in time. We're taking this to the nearest hospital, gonna get everyone help, and look, I'm not reporting this shit to my boss. Fuck that. And then he gets a phone call. That's my boss. One sec. And he opens his phone. It's for you guys? He says, very confused, and he puts it on speaker. And a voice on the other end says, hey everybody, Lewis here.
Lewis Cypher.
No, come on. I'm more creative than that. It's Lewis Cositis. We don't have to really put on airs here. Yeah, it's me. Hey guys.
Hello.
I'm kind of mad about this, for the record. I was really looking forward to keeping those.
Is this the devil again?
You know it, buddy.
It's the devil again?
How was he speaking through this object? Bewitched!
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm impressed that you managed to get rid of these things, considering they wiped out nearly the whole team. Jenna kind of fucked up on that one. You guys can... I'm just gonna leave her there. But...
There is no Jenna anymore.
Oh,
She got her just desserts.
Also, by the way, I actually probably the thing that's getting me the most is I'm flying, right? We're on a helicopter and we're flying. So I'm actually not really interacting with this conversation.
You're like
at
not
all.
in this conversation. You are somewhere else.
I did not say anything.
Hey, is that Roland hyperventilating in the background?
How do you know? I love this shit. This is awesome.
That's
We're
great.
flying.
We're getting closer to God.
That's stupid.
Go up, I want to touch him.
No, God's not in that direction.
Okay, and you guys hear the devil just say, well, I can tell you guys are having fun. We'll meet again. This is a setback, but, like, I've been through
Yeah,
worse.
talk later. I hang up on the devil.
Thanks for listening, beloved hunters of good content. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode as much as we enjoyed playing. Come find us on our Discord, Daniel's Dread Tales. We'd love to have you. Our players consist of Daniel, who you can find at LOTR_Dan at the website formerly known as Twitter. Damien, who you can find at twitch.tv/magicalhack, where he streams regularly. Myself, Nathan. Theo and Isaiah can all be found on the currently on hiatus podcast Forgotten Eras, found wherever podcasts are located. Isaiah is a freelance games and games tools developer at Mythatelier, and Theo can be found at 4 Whole Moons, that's 4, the number spelled out, and whole, not half, moons, on the website formerly known as Twitter, and on the website theodoremonk.com. And last but not least is Russell, who's currently lost deep in space and will be home one day. The music we used includes Martians on the Lawn by Geoffharvey, Hellfire by Aleksandr Karabanov of Muzaproduction, Lord of the Rifts by Aleksandr Nakarada at www.creatorchords.com, Calm Jazz Background by SoundPlusUA.com, Defenders of Truth by Zakhar Valaha of Good Beat Music, Brave Inspiration by Musictown, and Entry to Heaven by GoldenSoundLabs. Thanks for all the good music. Once more, thank you for listening. Please rate us 5 stars wherever you listen. We'll see you again, no matter what low places we all end up. Bye.
Roland's like, the glory holes? Oh, you mean the stigmata.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Oh my god! Can we say that?
I don't see why not.
You could say whatever you want. God's not real. But let's keep going.